It's Monday morning. Is it Monday morning?
It's Monday morning. It's the day
after. It must be Monday morning. It's the day after.
The day after.
Neil is right enough. Well observed. Yeah. Doesn't feel like a Monday morning.
Doesn't feel like Monday morning.
We are at Cane Top. No. First of all,
right,
it's getting away ahead of yourself. We're at Cane Top Trial Talk. Is what we're here on a Monday morning to discuss, as you mentioned, Cambusbarron yesterday.
Are we going to do that? No. Okay, it was a week ago. Right, Cambusbarron, TYRO.
Because if they actually see us having a wee nibby whiskey on a Monday morning, that's no great. No. Cambusbarron TYRO trial. How many members did we draw to the trial?
27.
27. So I think for a single event, I think that could be certainly not a record, but this century, I think that could be a record. I think 27 entries at an actual trial. Yeah. So well done, everyone, because, well, Saturday was actually quite nice, you see. Saturday was quite nice. So by the Sunday morning,
all hell broke loose.
Well, the cloud had came into Cambusbarron, and we had actually promised views, but there really wasn't much of views, not in the morning anyway. So because Neil's here, we're rabbiting on one. Cambusbarron, 27 entries, TYRO trial. So I think we'll possibly just kick off and let you see how one of the early drivers did.
After that little technical difficulty, me remembering how to work the camera, here we have Neil Scott in the car, well, the car that started this morning. Neil has a couple of options and we're not far from home, so we thought he would just bring the road car this morning. Making, we have points. Right, Neil.
What?
Are we ready? Yeah.
We're ready.
Right, Neil, what happened? It was all going well. It came up the slippy bit. You crossed the ruts.
Was that no the finish? I thought that was finished.
Did you program your car that was the finish?
I never touched any buttons in the car at all. No.
So first points of the day, Neil Scott, 2 points.
2 thumbs.
If you're new to this, that's not a good thing.
So
yeah, well, come on,
you've got all that computer technology and a good set of tyres, I believe.
No, so those tyres will get for 30,000 miles.
Oh right, okay.
30,000 miles. Come on.
So part one tyres, is that what we're putting it down to?
Part one tyres. Yeah.
I do believe though, and this is the beauty of TYROs, because it really does show all the Land Rovers. So you wonder if you went back 50 years, or maybe in a Series 3, a Series 2. Do you think a Series 2 would have got around that section and got a clear? We'll have a look.
Yeah, okay.
Billy.
Right, who have we got on the start line? Isn't that a very picturesque start line up there? Look, a couple of Series motors, a couple of Series 2s. So here we've got Billy Phillips, and he's all Series 2, look. Billy picked this up a few years ago. He's done extensive work to it. But when I say extensive work, he took the hard top off it, he put a rag top on it. But here he comes. So Billy has probably done more trials, more events than anyone in the history of the Scottish Land Rover Club. But Billy's here today, right back at the very beginning level, with his old Series 3, just because it's an old Series 3. These sections are very challenging, especially on, well, today's conditions. And the old Series 3 proves itself time and time again. And there's Billy getting further. Billy getting that clear. Well done, that man. Come on, Billy, get out of here. Billy. Who's the man? There's Billy Phillips, look. The first man there, I think we're on the Zoom. The first man to complete that in, I would say, I don't know, 20, 30 cars? 20 cars? So well done, son.
Thanks very much.
Champion machine.
Yep.
Billy Phillips, going for the TYRO Championship this year.
I'm going to cage it for next year.
So that was Billy just getting us clear. And
his Series
you got an apology there.
Well, Billy getting his Series 2 over the finish line, and well done, Billy. Very experience is everything in this game.
Is that age?
Well, that and running order, it's a bit of running order really. I mean, he just obviously got a bit of dry stuff. Maybe you left some dry stuff.
No.
But it is a Series 2, but if you put a Series 3 grille on your car, you're going to confuse people of my age. So, get that grille changed. Maltese, wire, mesh, Billy. But anyway,
So,
I'd like to say that I took sort of Billy's lead there, but, well,
Oh, you were next, were you?
I was next. And Billy obviously left a lot of slippy stuff because there was no course left by the time I was
coming already.
There's no course left. I think I actually did very well to get as far as I did.
Well, we can just watch it just now.
Here we are on the start line of stage 2. It's getting a bit wet, as you can tell by the marshal's face. It's looking... Old series Land Rovers, you've got this extra problem. Well, you can't see for a start. Is that right, Ron?
Yeah.
Oh, you've got a heater in yours.
Yeah.
Here we are on a 1958-ish Series 1. Is that fair enough, Ron?
Yeah, near enough. Some bits must be right about that.
Yeah. I'm sure if you look hard enough, we can find a 1958 something.
My identity is 1961. Just have a good look round. It looks the part.
Right, my biggest challenge, as I say, is actually going to be able to see where we're going.
That would help.
I actually don't know where I'm going. Do you know where we're going, Jasmine? Up round that way, and then down and over that way. Right, we're off. Are we off? Right, Ron, we're good, man. Ron says go. Go. Right, actually, even the start line of this section is actually chewed up quite a bit from when we actually built the course. We'll take the old Land Rover, see the old Land Rover, hit you across there. Oh, manual wiper, where are we going next? Where are we going next, Jasmine? Where is that next? Let's see if there's any canes there first, look.
Me too.
Get the old wipers going, get the old wipers going. Up and over. Hey, bother with the old Land Rover. Look, is everybody going for the first one? Everyone's going for the first gap. Down here, so we actually got a plan for this tricky, slippy bit when we get to the end, Jasmine.
Copy Billy.
Copy, what did Billy do? What did Billy do? Billy didn't do that. What did we do? Complete.
So we can just see that.
What's that? What's that? You see me getting a clear there? So it was inside the car. So that was the clear gate when the car stopped.
No, it wasn't.
That was
so
the
we
clear.
can just show that the old 1960
60s, shall we say?
Billy's Series 2
Billy's
can get
Series
further
2.
than Dave's 1958
TDI hybrid.
TDI hybrid.
And you got computers and half-worn
Yeah,
tyres.
but all the computers do is stop you.
But you can do this seriously, you can do this in any Land Rover. That is what this event is for. So I think this little clip probably shows it better than we could explain.
This one we're on.
That's the one we're going on to.
One we're on. There you go.
The one we're on. Oh, this is Ron's one.
This is Ron one.
There's Ron having a wee blather.
Right. Missed.
Ron!
Yep.
Ron, I don't know you as Ron. I think I do know your second name.
Sutherland.
Ron Sutherland, I do know his second name, that's just my brain.
Yeah.
So Ron's actually quite, well, yeah, what, a year, 2 years?
This
third year?
is our second season.
Second season at the Land Rover TYRO trials.
Yeah, we're thoroughly enjoying it. It's a great day out, and obviously some of the different courses are demanding.
So this is actually quite a cross-axle start, especially in these old. You can probably tell the way that the camera is dancing around. What are we driving today?
We're in a Series 3 in 1983.
1983, so
on the 15th of May 1983.
15th of May.
In the process.
I remember the 15th of May 1983.
So do I, funnily enough.
So we're actually in a very, very old design for a 1983 Land Rover. But as I've said many times in these old Land Rovers, they just do what they were designed to do, don't they?
You just point and go.
Point and go.
Different days suit different machinery, and more often than not, it doesn't suit us. But over the last couple of events, with all the gutters, it has certainly.
Well, we mentioned comfort on the Series 3. The absolute enemy of especially leaf-sprung Land Rovers is ruts going the wrong way. Perpendicular to ruts. And sometimes in TYRO trials, you have to cross the ruts the way that you wouldn't want to.
Well, that's to the excitement.
That's too much for the
false teeth. It certainly helps with the excitement.
You learn to keep your thumbs in from the steering wheel and you never have your tongue between your teeth. But the old Series 3 Land Rover, again, go out, find one, buy one, and come along to the classic trials, the TYRO trials.
When we first started, this was the only Series 3 that was regularly doing the TYROs, and now with yourself and Jasmine as the conveners, there's more and more coming on, and it's great to see that people are giving them a good outing and having fun with them, because they are capable, and they're. It's a lot different from the normal sort of Discovery type material and the Disco 3s, but yeah, they can have a ball. They're great fun.
They're so different from everything in today's world.
Oh, absolutely.
That it actually becomes.
Yeah. There's no speed, there's no creature comforts, there's no demister, everything that you would ever want in a car.
Well, this is very nice. This is a very nice example.
It's on a galvanised chassis. We've spent a lot of time and a lot of effort. We've absolutely no knowledge of these cars.
But that is the beauty, isn't it?
Oh,
they are self-explanatory. They really are.
They can be. It's frustrating. And on the back of this, Mark and I have got a Series 2A Land Rover, and we're just at the stage this week that the new galvanised chassis arrived, and we're starting to put the shiny bits back on it. So,
but these events give them a purpose, don't they?
It does, yeah.
The classic, old classic trial.
Oh, Mark's taken on the back of this and having the enjoyment and fun. Driving this, he's taken the plunge to get organised with his own, spending a lot of time and a lot of money on the new car. But it's great. It's the technology in certain respects is great, in other respects, Russ, we're at that stage now, hopefully.
But what age is the car? So Series 2, so
it's a Series 2A, and
60 something years old.
It's 53.
Yeah, so they're 60 something years old, 60 years old.
And the chassis, as soon as we took the roof off, the chassis just imploded. It was so rotten, Dave, that the whole thing just fell apart.
But isn't it great that it'll be back out here, and at these events, doing what it was actually built to do?
That's what it was intended for, and hopefully this side of midsummer that will be ready and we can get it back out and give it a maiden voyage.
A Marshall skulking around here. Say hi.
Doing that one next.
We actually finished. So that's us in the Series 3. We really need to get back to actually doing what we're here to do. So, cheers. Well done, Ron.
Thanking you. Cheers.
And a clear.
So,
Where
next one up, you'll see it's quite an interesting vehicle. We've got Freelander going round now.
Freelander 1.
The Freelander 1, yes.
Is that
yes.
90s, 90s car?
Yeah, about 90 car.
Possibly 80s cars.
We had a wee look online, and you can pick one of those up with an MOT, with a year's MOT for what, £1,500?
£1,500.
Yep. So to be fair, Andrew's got a good set of tyres on his car there, so you might be talking, you could be another £600 for a set of tyres if you want to put some all-terrains on, or mud tyres that he's got on.
But basically, a little Freelander is not too expensive to keep running. Pretty reasonable, pretty reliable little car, sorry. And you're using it to go to the shops. You're using it to tow the caravan. And it actually does incredibly well at TYRO trial level. A lot better than most people would think.
Cracking wee car. So here we go. Andrew,
Anthony. Oh, I think Andrew's actually in the driver's seat this time. Anthony will be in the driver's seat just shortly. Right, there are many advantages
to an early Freelander.
Yes, sir.
Now, if we actually had a sort of one of those, what do we call those heat sensing cameras? One young lad, what have they got? Thermos at a thermal?
Thermal camera.
You'd actually feel the heat radiating out of this car.
It's at half just now.
So yeah, anyone who thinks that the Freelander isn't the car you're looking for, trust me, on a day in Scotland like this, that Freelander's looking like just the car we're looking for.
Do hope so.
It works through the fog.
No, that's it. It's just atmospheric, I think we would call it.
How's Alan doing? Alright. Clear scorecard?
No.
2? 2. Everybody's got 2. I think it's basically going to be Willie behind you there, or Simon behind you there.
You can't say anything. Don't say anything that's getting recorded. I was only talking. You can't talk.
You know that
There's no surprise there. So sometimes we give the camera to other folk to use.
Now, I am useless with digital technology.
But not as bad as others. Watch this.
Getting your belt safety on. No, just do it. Hold on, I'll do a wee intro. Right, here we go. I'm kidding. Actually, I might not be kidding. Oh, hey, what are you doing?
Makes me feel a bit better.
Right, Anthony one.
Right.
That's
So enough of that nonsense, and yeah,
That's been my nightmare editing this lot together. But anyway, so we had, you saw a wee moment ago there, we had Anthony and his son in the Freelander.
Andrew and Anthony.
Yes. Yeah, a minute ago you saw Andrew and Anthony.
You got the father and son mixed up, which we often do in the Land Rover Club.
And now we've got Dave's in with Anthony.
And he actually, if you do what Anthony does, that's what we suggest. Get in the driver's seat, in the passenger seat as young as possible. Learn how to do it, so when you're 13-year-old, it's easy.
Just jump in there and
you know what to do. To be honest, it's an automatic, and all he's got to do is steer the wheel. And just because, well, he beat both of us, doesn't mean he's better than us, does it?
Doesn't it actually matter whether it's an automatic or not? Because once you're off the line, you you don't change gear.
Yeah. Clutch up is all you hear the parents
And the other way you go.
The right foot is for working. Okay.
Start Marshall says to ignore all these people and crack on, lad.
All right.
Now I'm in here in replace of Dad, so obviously I'm going to be giving much instruction on the way around. So Anthony, now that you've got your dad's car out for the first time, I believe, I'm sure this is the first time you're taking your dad's car out without his permission, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Say yes, Dave.
Yeah.
So Anthony has actually been very successful in his first season.
Yeah, it's been pretty good.
And I think he'll agree, because he's concentrating now. He'll agree, Andrew, his dad, has been bringing him along and putting him in the passenger seat since he was what age?
Oh, I've
10?
lost count, to be honest.
9 or 10?
Very young, probably earlier than that.
And you do learn, you pick up quite a lot in the passenger seat, don't you?
Like turning lines and...
Yes, so stay high when you stay high. I always suggest to anyone who's starting TYRO trials or any trials is pretend you've got a trailer on. Over exaggerate when you can, take the space when you can, and always go high when you can. Well, this section is actually chewing up. I'm going to take a little bit around here. This section is actually chewed up quite badly here.
Yeah, there's a few ruts.
There's definitely, are we going to choose to go in the ruts, or are we going to try and stay out the ruts? Choices. And a Freelander one, so the ground clearance isn't great, but we're through. A little bit of water splash here. We're allowed 12 inches of water, a foot of water, or if you're Anthony's age, 30 centimetres. And if you're a builder, 300 mil. So you enjoy the Tyros?
Oh yeah,
Are you going to become one of our CCV drivers?
I hope so.
Is that the plan?
Yeah.
So we're going to ask Santa Claus or Daddy for a CCV motor. Andrew actually had a CCV motor before.
Yeah.
So here we are heading for the, not going to say it, the clear.
Yeah.
Well done, boy. Another clear. You're going to leave me hanging here.
Oh.
Another clear from Anthony. Well done, boy. Right, let's get ourselves out of Harms Road.
Go over.
So we just saw how we struggle with our cameramen these days. So we're actually giving the camera to somebody that's got a bit more sense. Billy's grandson.
10 years old.
10 years old. So here's Billy in his Series 2, from the inside this time, working that steering wheel, which hasn't got any power steering or anything at all on it, has it?
So this is actually a very rare for you and I, because we actually get to witness the master.
The concentration in that
The
face.
concentration.
It's quite something that, isn't it?
Well, when you put the camera in the car, you'd expect, well, a little something. But obviously Billy was there to win.
To win, yeah.
Competition is competition, as Billy always says. So as you can see from Billy's face,
He's
concentrating.
concentrating. He's concentrating, yeah.
Now, this particular vehicle, power steering?
No.
Power anything?
No.
Any power?
Oh, I think it's got power.
Well, you've drove this particular
Yeah,
Series
yeah.
2,
But
and is
it's
it's
a Series 2, as good as you can say. All-terrain tyres, not mud tyres or anything, so it's cracking me motor. And also,
80s conversion.
you'll see,
One-piece windscreen. That was quite a big thing.
Oh,
90s,
that's right,
90s
aye.
probably.
That's true.
Yeah, because that was to make it look more modern. You basically cut the bit out the middle and you put in a single windscreen.
single bit of glass. Which was relatively cheap to get because it was just a rectangular
You
bit
only,
of glass.
you only had to buy one bit.
Didn't have any curved bits in it.
So one bit was cheaper than two bits, is that what we're saying?
I'm saying it didn't have any curves in the corners.
No, it was pretty
No,
much.
it's just
a wee angle.
a wee
There was a wee
rectangular
slight
bit.
angle.
Aye, just cut your bit of plywood up.
I tell you what, Billy's fair making a meal of this.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think so. It's just.
maybe he's forgot to put the camera off. Maybe that's him out the gate and away halfway home.
Well, the
cooking
reason
dinner.
you're talking over this is because Billy wasn't talking because he was concentrating so much.
Is he coming to an end?
I think
Yeah.
we're maybe getting to the end.
And we should actually be
He's
able to
really
guess
good
the
at it.
section by the way that he's turning the wheel. Or the bumps that he's crossing, the ruts that he's crossing.
we should be able to. But
He's got the full lock on, look, because his hands are not going anywhere.
oh, that must be.
He's
clear.
waiting, look, he's waiting.
There he got the clear.
Has he got a smile?
He's got a smile.
He's got a smile on his face.
Well
We
done,
never
Billy.
got a clear, because I think he actually, well, he done very well. I'm not sure if he finished on the clear, but it was certainly closer to the clear than you and I.
Oh, I think he did get a clear for the whole day.
He possibly
Aye, he did. He finished
Well
the
done,
clear.
Billy.
Well done. Right, so this is me in my 90.
And you learn something. You learn something.
Getting a wee bit of speed up in this wee bit here. Didn't look like it, but then killed it right down slow to go over across the ruts, nice and gently,
Nice and gently.
and then taking it around to the left, and then there's a wee gentle hill down the way. Now the hill descent on, control on in the car, and you'll see what happens here. Didn't touch anything, feet weren't on the accelerator or the brakes. The brake lights come on.
Is that you braking with the left foot to get a bit extra grip?
No.
Is that not working in these
that's
modern
just
vehicles?
hill descent, that was just idling along there, and that was a hill descent getting in.
But it would make sense, because if I was following you, and you were slowing down
Yeah.
by the computer, or the car was slowing down,
You know
I need to know.
to put the brakes
So,
on. Yeah.
we're learning all the time.
Yeah.
Learning all the time. So Neil, at the last TYRO, Neil was in his Series 3. So we've moved forward a few decades. But both are enjoyable to drive.
Both great fun to drive. Yeah.
At
Both
TYRO
fantastic
level,
to drive.
both
Yeah.
are
Oh,
great fun to
just-
drive.
just
in
as
a
much.
different way.
They're just, to be fair, I wasn't quite as nervous driving the Series 3.
But did you have your heated seats
And there
on?
was one or two rocks kicking about here.
Your heated screen on?
No, I didn't.
Or the
actually,
heater
no,
on?
No, because my body was keeping me warm enough.
It was actually quite mild. It looks
was
quite
quite
cool,
mild.
but it was quite mild.
But
did you
as
go?
you can see,
We're coming up to the end.
We stopped there, but that there, that was me foot flat to the floor, trying to get it to move, and it just computer say no.
So technically that wasn't your point, that was Land Rover's
That was
point.
wonderful. Well, what I need to do is
It's Land Rover's
have a
point.
wee bit more practice on the greasy stuff with it, and just see what works.
Because it's a different game from
Yeah.
a Series 3, it's momentum, it's keeping it going. And I suppose that one as well, if you knew that you had to maybe keep it a little bit more momentum on, or was that the computer right from the bottom of the hill?
Well, no. But the point about that one was you had to get out the ruts just at the right time and get through that clear gate.
Yeah, you did.
And it didn't happen, did it?
Driver error again then. So what are you watching there now?
Oh, hang on.
Well, that's the newest, or almost the newest.
That was
the TYRO trials.
John Diamond, and he was the first. That was his first event.
Did he do any good?
And did really well. Unfortunately, hit that game, same as I did.
So what we're saying is the new Defender.
No, I think what we're saying is I'm just as bad as the new driver.
So the old Defender did exactly the same
as the
new Defender.
Yeah, in that situation.
In that situation.
Yeah. So yeah, we've got Kyle running around the track here just now.
New guy.
Around the course.
Another new guy.
Kyle running around the course. New guy. He's just joined the club and got his RS Clubman licence.
I think that was the one that you hit.
Got his RS Clubman licence and competed here with...
I think that was the two that you hit. Sorry.
It was actually the red one. So yes, all you got to do is... What you got to do? You got to join the club.
Join the club.
Get your RS Clubman licence.
Which is free.
From motorsportuk.com.
No, that's just a computer job, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's
just on, doesn't cost you anything, it's free, just got to register and it'll send you a wee yellow licence. And do that and then you can just enter the event, pay your £22.50 and turn up on the day.
And someone will basically explain the rules, and you're basically on the start line at this level straight away.
Yep.
So if you want motorsport in your life, that's a different video, isn't it? Do you want motorsport in your life? If you want motorsport in your life, if you're daft enough that you actually want it, TYRO's is the best way to get behind the wheel straight away.
Yeah, definitely.
And as I said before, there are prizes.
And you just go to your work on the Monday morning.
You should really wash it first.
Well, it depends.
You washed yours.
You want to show up. Wash
I
mine
didn't
on
wash
Tuesday. So your next wee video, well, you can actually just do it while talking.
Well, we're on the scores now, so how did we do?
So, well, here's Helen. Helen, you're watching just now. This was the first time she'd ever driven a Land Rover. And who would have believed it? Because she came, well into the middle. Well, right in the middle.
5 points.
5 points for the day. And who?
She
what
finished
was the
on
worst?
5 points.
You don't need to say who it was.
The 27.
Worst was...
27 penalty points.
29 points.
29 penalty points.
Penalty points was the worst. But, well done, Helen. That was...
Very well,
good
driven.
driving.
So first day, but we often find that this particular sport that you do very well in your first season. And then you think then you think that you're good at it, and then you never do very well again.
Well, that's probably true.
So no, very well done.
So that was well done. So who won for the day?
So the winners are on 0 points.
No, do we have to do that? Because it means we've got to mention that billing.
Well, 0 points. We had 4 finished on 0. Now it was so wet and so slippy. I was quite surprised that anyone finished on 0. So actually Simon Boak, but he's out to pasture, Angus McKenna, who's just recently out to pasture, and Billy Phillips, who's definitely out to pasture. But Billy Phillips was, well, he's not actually first on the leaf sprung class, because the actual overall winner was Scott Kirkham, who also was driving a leaf sprung car. Excellent. So points to Scott Kirkham for the TYRO Championship, but he'll also get a couple of points for the unofficial leaf sprung.
Oh, excellent.
So, sorry, Billy, nil point.
So that was our day at Cambusbarron, and I think Dave's got a couple of wee thank yous, seeing as how he's the CCB no. I'm the CCB convener.
He's the CCB convener.
Right, that was our day at Cambusbarron. And I think Dave,
the TYRO convener.
Dave,
I would like to say a huge thank you to the landowner. At this time of the year, that sort of site is perfect hopefully everyone enjoyed themselves. It was actually a very mild day. It looked very cold in the video, but it was actually a very mild day. But the big thank you has to go to the marshals. Now, we usually get lots of marshals, but this particular event, some of the marshals were on holiday. Can you imagine?
Yeah, it's like, not just on holiday, the other side of the world.
Other side of the world, when the new TYRO was on. But every so often,
priorities, guys. Come on.
we don't get as many marshals as we would like. It's actually very rare. Usually we're hour-marshalled. Is that a word? Usually we're hour-marshalled. But this time we only had 2 marshals, so huge thank you to the guys that stood at the start line, stood at the finish line, sometimes start and finish line. So big thank you to the marshals. It really, these events need marshals. So that also brings me on to the plea that if you enjoyed the weekend, and if you know somebody who would enjoy the great outdoors, maybe without driving, or maybe driving and marshalling, but if you know someone who wants to be part, that doesn't have a Land Rover, bring them along. They get to know everybody. You get a little chat on the start line before everybody goes. So yeah, that would be the Cane Talk top tip. Did I get that wrong? Did I get that right? The Cane Talk top tip.
Cane Talk top tip. That's
just get yourself along to a Land Rover event, whether you're driving or not.
Thank you.
A big thank you to everybody that was involved and everyone who competed, because we always forget, without the competitors, there's no event.
Oh, and a quick one. If you are going to marshal, it would make it much easier for us if you can sign on as marshal before you turn up.
Oh, the technical stuff.
That would be good.
Yeah, the technical stuff. We've got
just do that and enter events, I think it is. And
we shall see you all, hopefully, and more at Turfickin, I believe is the next one. We'll have to confirm that with
Turfickin, that's over near Bathgate.
So Bathgate area, I actually think it is. No, this one actually is Turfickin. It's the Bathgate site that's actually Turfickin. The Turfickin site is Turfickin. Yes, that's a nice site. But hopefully we shall get some dry weather. And if we get the dry weather, we're going to bring the canes in. None of these 12 feet gates, back to 8 feet gates.
I quite like the wide gates.
That's because you've got a wide car.
It's not the only thing wide.
Well...